Playroom 230, it's time for math. And we're going to be playing a game today. In fact, we're going to play 2 games this week. I'm going to teach you 1 game today and then another game in the next lesson. So let's get started. This isn't the page we want. There it is. I can add and subtract 3-digit numbers using what I know about place value. What does the word place value mean? Yeah, it's what tells us how many hundreds, how many tens, how many ones are in a number, right? So if I write these numbers down, 3, 5, 4, place value is going to tell us what this number is. We know that this number is 354, and we know that because there is a 3 in the hundreds place. This is not a 3, this is 300. We know that the 5 that's in the tens place means there is 5 tens, or what we would call 50. And then we know that the 4 means there is 4 ones because the 4 is in the ones place. So place value tells us how many hundreds, how many tens, and how many ones are in our number. So the game we're going to play today is in your student workbook. Student workbook, page 100, and it is called Sum It Up. And the goal of the game is to either get more or less. You guys decide how you want to play. And you're going to build a 3-digit number, and then you're going to do it again, build another number, and then you're going to add them up, and then depending on whether or not you guys decided on more or less, whoever got the biggest or the smallest number wins. So let's start. Now, some of you told me last week you weren't able to play the game because you didn't have any cards or any dice at home, and then Caduce told me that his dad and him found a website that does it for you. So I'm going to show you that. Pretty cool. So if you go to random.org, you can play with a deck of cards that are online. So I know there's a lot of words here. Don't worry about the words. The part I want you to pay attention to is this part right here with all the blue check marks, because this is saying which cards do you want. And you know how when we play math games, sometimes we take some of the cards out. Same thing with this game. We don't want tens, we don't want jacks, we don't want queens, we don't want kings. So I'm unclicking those. I don't want tens, and I don't want jacks or queens or kings. The numbers we do want is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are the numbers we want. So once I got that set up, then you scroll down to the bottom and it says, go, draw cards. So my first card is going to be a 4. And let's see what you're going to get. And your first card is going to be a 5. So keep that in mind. You have a 5 and I have a 4. So what we're going to do now is go to the recording sheet and figure out if we want that to be our hundreds, our tens, or our ones. So I have a 5 and you have a 4. 5 is kind of right in the middle. It's not the biggest number, but it's not the smallest number either. So I think I'm just going to put it in my tens place. So I'm going to put 5. Oops, what's happening here? There we go. I'm going to put 5 in my tens place. You got a 4. Do you want that to be in your ones place, your tens place, or your hundreds? Oh, you know what I forgot? We're playing for more. Yeah, we're trying to build big numbers. So with that information, what do you want? Do you want your 4 to be ones, tens, or hundreds? Tens? Okay. Put it in the 4. Okay, let's go back to our card generator and do 2 more. So mine is going to be 8. Ooh, that's a good one. And yours is going to be 4. So what am I going to do with that 8? I think I definitely want it to be 100s, 800s. And then you got 4 again. What do you want that to be? Ones? Okay. All right. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's do 2 more cards. I got a 5 and you got a 5. So we put that in. That's not what I meant to do. This is what I meant to do. I got a 5, and you got a 5. So far, I have the bigger number. I have 855, and you have 544. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to win, because we still have to build another number. So let's go back to our card generator and draw 2 more cards. Okay, I got an 8, and you got a 6. Okay, well, I'm definitely putting the 8 in my hundreds place. Where do you want to put your 6? Do you want it to be in the ones, the tens, or the hundreds? You're going to put it in the tens in the hopes that you're going to get a bigger number? Okay, 6. Let's go draw 2 more cards. I'm going to get a 8, and you're going to get a ace. An ace, it means 1. And you can remember that because there's just one picture right in the middle. So I got 8, you got 1. When you're playing this, you won't have to go back and forth like I'm having to do it. So I got an 8, and I'm going to put that in the tens place. You got a 1, and I'm guessing you want to put that in the ones place. Yeah. Okay. Only one more turn. I'm getting a 3, and you're getting a ace. Uh-oh. I don't think you got a very big number. So I got a 3, and you got a 1. All right, that's okay. Let's add them together and see who got more. So the way we add it is we think about place value. Let's remember what we know about place value. There's a ones place, a tens place, and a hundreds place. And we might even get into the thousands place. So let's see. So let's start with the tens place. Sorry, not your tens place, your ones place. In your ones place, you have 4 plus 1. What is 4 plus 1? Yes, 5. And then we move to the tens place. And remember, that's not a 4 and a 6. That's a 40 plus a 60. What's 40 plus 60? We can put 60 in our head and then add 4 tens. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Nice. So what do I do? Do I put a 1 here? No, because it's not 110, it's 100. So I feel like I need to put my 100 over here with the other hundreds. And you're right, that's where it needs to go. So what do I put in my tens place? Yeah, a 0, because there is no tens. We had 10 tens and we turned it into 100. So now we're going to look at our hundreds. We have 100 plus 500 plus 100. So I'm going to count it like this: 500, 600, 700. We got 700. So your total is 705. We didn't quite get into the thousands. Bummer. Let's see what happens when we add mine together. I'm kind of surprised I won, you guys, because you guys normally win. So I'm kind of feeling happy that I won, but I bet if we were to play again, you guys would win the second time. I'm going to add my ones first. So 5 ones plus 3 ones is 8 ones. Now I'm going to add my tens. This is not 5 plus 8, is it? I don't want to hear you say 5 plus 8. It's 50 plus 80. What is 50 plus 80? I'm going to put 80 in my head and add 5 tens. 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130. 130. Think about that number, 130. How many tens are in 130? You are absolutely right. There's 3 tens in 130. How many hundreds are in 130? 1. 100. So we're going to move it over here to the hundreds place. Now I have 100 plus 800 plus 800. I know that 8 plus 8 is 16. So 800 plus 800 would be 1600. What is 1600? Is that right? Oh, 1600 is actually 1600. You're so right. Yes, 1600. Oh, but don't forget this one. 1600 plus 100 is 1700. So how many hundreds do I have? 700. How many thousands do I have? 1,000. So my number is quite a bit bigger than yours, and so that means I won that round. But remember, there's 2 rounds you can play, so don't worry. You'll probably win the next round. So, but we're not quite done. We have to finish down here. There's 2 statements that we need to finish. Is less than. So that put the smaller number here and then the bigger number. So we would write 705 is less than 1,738. And then on this side, it is the opposite. We're going to say is greater than. So we say 1,738 is greater than 705. And teacher won that game. So you're going to play this at home. And when you play, you're going to play 2 times. There's another time to play. So maybe the second time you play, you might choose to play more on one game and play for less the next game. It's your choice. And you don't have to play with the teacher. You can play with whoever at your house. So, and remember, if you don't have cards, you can always use that website, random.org. Okay, that was fun. I can't wait to see your pictures of your scorecards to see who won and who you played against. And in the next lesson, I'm going to teach you a new game, a different game, where we're not going to be adding 3-digit numbers. Instead, we're going to be subtracting. So that's going to be fun. All right, I'll see you in group or in class meeting. And until then, I'm going to say goodbye. Bye-bye.